calendar stopped on a Tuesday night. Everything's exactly where you left it, out of sight. I still buy the groceries you used to like, and watch them go bad like a slow motion strike. The apartment is bigger, or maybe I'm small, since you took your pictures off the hooks in the hall. After you left, the colors went gray. I'm just a ghost trying to haunt my own day. The sun still comes up, but it doesn't feel warm. I'm a shipwrecked heart looking for the storm. I thought I'd be stronger, I thought I'd be fine, but I'm just a shadow you left behind. I went to our cafe, the one on the bend. The waitress asked for you, I had to pretend. I told her you're busy, I told her to lie, because gone is a word that I still cannot cry. I'm wearing your sweater to feel how it felt, watching the ice in my glass slowly melt. They say time is a healer, but time is a thief, stealing the sound of your voice for relief. I'm terrified, darling, that I might forget the smell of your hair or the way that we met. Everything's changed, yet it stays the same. I'm still whispering your name. After you left, the silence is the only thing that stayed.
I found the sketch of the house we'll never build, the empty garden that we never got to gild. We had the names picked out, the colors for the hall. Now they're just echoes bouncing off a naked wall. We were a masterpiece, a second from the frame, before the fire came and swallowed up the name. It was demo stars, a kingdom made of light. We were standing on the summit, looking at the side, but the almost is a canyon that I can't seem to leave. A ghost ghost of a promise that we didn't get to keep. So close, I could taste it, the life we nearly led. Now I'm just sleeping in an almost kind of bed. The keys are on the counter for a door we'll never find, a map to a city that we had to leave behind. I see us in the window of a shop in town, before the heavy curtain came crashing all the way down. The cruelest part of almost is how real it used to feel, like a hand I was holding, but it wasn't even real. We were one heartbeat away from the happily ever after. Now the silence is louder than our hypothetical laughter. We reached for the stars, but we tripped on the line and almost became just a waste of our time. Almost ours, the perfect shade of blue. Almost ours, the version of me and you, so close, so far, just a beautiful scar. I'm shivering in a house that's 85 degrees, but there's a winter in my bones, a deep and heavy freeze. I try to light a fire with the letters that you wrote, but the smoke just tastes like every word you caught inside your throat. The wind is pushing shadows through the cracks around the door, and I've never felt the floorboards feel this hollowed out before. It's so cold without you, like the sun forgot to rise. I'm searching for a flicker in these pale and empty skies. Your memory's a blanket that's been torn into two, and I'm freezing in the spaces that were once reserved for you. I could wrap myself in silk, I could stand under the flame, but I'll never find the warmth again, since I can't call your name. The coffee's getting icy while it's sitting in my hand. I'm a frozen piece of driftwood on a stretch of desert sand. I see my breath in front of me with every jagged sigh, tracing out the map of where we said our last goodbye. Even in the crowded streets, the frost is settling in, because the only heat I ever knew was underneath your skin. Summer is a liar, the garden is a ghost. I'm losing all the pieces of the girl I love the most. Turn the furnace higher, try to matlock, but I'm just a stationary hand upon a frozen clock. It's cold, so bitter and so blue, just a long December after you. Yeah, it's cold without you. I saved your messages like holy scripture, tracing the outlines of a fading picture. You swore the moon was ours to keep. Now I'm just drowning in the promises you couldn't beat. The coffee's cold on your side of the bed, just a ghost of every always that you said. And I'm standing in the wreckage of your empty promises, watching forever turn into upselling. You built me a kingdom out of thin air and lies that left me to shiver under hollowed out skies. How do I breathe when the air is still thin, with the ghost of the future that should have been? You had a way of making never sound like home. Now I'm a stranger in a skin I no longer own. You packed your bags but left the hope behind, a cruel little treasure for my heart to find. The ring in the drawer is a heavy weight, a beautiful story that arrived too late. You didn't just leave, you took the light. You traded our morning for Doctor says I'm fine, that my vitals are all clear, but he can't see the canyon that's opened up in here. It's a dull, heavy thrumming underneath my ribs, a messy kind of morning for the life we didn't live. I'm breathing in the silence, but it's cutting like a blade, watching every promise that we painted start to fade. It's a hurt so deep that it's touching the bone, a territory where I'm standing all alone. It's not just a sting or a tear in the skin, it's a structural failure of where I begin. I thought I knew sorrow, I thought I knew pain, but I'm drowning in a canyon with no hope of rain. Yeah, it's a hurt so deep, it's redefined my soul, leaving nothing but a jagged, empty hole. I'm navigating rooms that have turned into traps, watching the map of my future just collapse. I see you in the mirrors, I hear you in the hall, but there's no one there to catch me when I finally fall. It's a cellular rape, it's a ghost in my veins, the only thing of us that actually remains. They tell me that the surface will eventually heal, but they don't understand how final this feels. You didn't just break it, you tore it apart. You reached in and rearranged the atoms of my heart. Hurt so deep below the ocean floor, hurt so deep I don't know who I am anymore. Just the pain, just the deep, still hurting in my sleep. The silence is a predator, it's circling the room. I'm tracing every shadow in the self-inflicted gloom. I keep the porch light burning, a habit I can't break, giving life to every little dream you had to take. The clock on the wall is the only thing that speaks,
counting down the tears running dry across my cheeks. Now I'm just dancing to the rhythm of these lonely heartbeats, echoing in spaces where laughter used to be. It's a heavy kind of hollow, a quiet kind of pain, like a summer garden drowning in a frozen rain. I'm reaching for a hand that's 100 miles away, trying to find the words that I know you'll never say. I saw your coat in the hallway. I almost called your name, but the person in the mirror didn't look the same. You took the us and left me with the why underneath the ceiling of a gray and lonely sky. The hardest part of leaving isn't closing the door. It's realizing I don't know who I am anymore. 1 B for the memories, 2 for the scars, 3 for the wishes we sent to the stars. But the stars all went out when you walked out of sight. Now I'm just a heartbeat alone in the lonely heartbeat. Thumping like a drum against the floor. Lonely heartbeat, like a drum rush. I'm not anymore. Just time. I'm wandering through hallways that don't have any walls, tripping over echoes every time the evening falls. I find you in the kitchen, in the way the sunlight hits. Then I'm reaching for a shadow that just shatters into bits. I've memorized the map of every smile you used to wear, but I'm looking for a person who is no longer there. And I'm lost in memories, drifting out to sea, in a world where you're still standing right next to me. I'm replaying the movie, I'm rewinding the tape, trying to find the exit, but there's no escape. It's a beautiful prison made of used to be, and I'm losing the version of who I'm supposed to be. The scent of your old sweater is starting to go thin, and And I'm terrified of losing where your stories begin. I'm clinging to the remember whens, like oxygen in space, while the present is a desert that I'm too afraid to face. I spend my hours digging through the wreckage of the past, trying to make a moment that was never meant to last. And they say that I'm a ghost, that I'm living in a lie, but it's warmer in the woods than under this goodbye. If I close my eyes tight, I can almost feel your hand, but I'm building up a kingdom on a sinking pile of sand. Stop me. Where the sun never sets, lost in memory, with my only regrets. I'm not coming back, I'm staying right here with you. I'm still checking the door when the burn hits the glass, counting the minutes, just watching them pass. I haven't moved your keys from the hook by the light. I'm still sleeping on the left, leaving room for the right. They told me the longing would start to subside, but there's a real endless ocean still trapped in my tide. And I'm missing you still, in the quietest ways, in the gaps between breaths, in the blur of the days. It's not a sharp fever, it's a slow burning ache, the kind that doesn't heal, the kind that doesn't break. The world is moving forward, but I'm standing perfectly still, hating the fact that I love you, and I always will. I saw someone who had your same tilt of the head. For a second I forgot every word that we said. I almost reached out, almost called out your name, before I remembered that none
a song on repeat. Missing you still, with every heartbeat. Yesterday, today, always. I'm sweeping up the pieces of the plans we used to make. Found a fragment of a forever in the mess of this ache. We had the blueprint drawn in gold upon the bedroom wall. Now it's just a pile of dust since I watched the ceiling fall. I tried to glue the edges, tried to make the jagged fit, but there's no fixing a vision when you're no longer in it. And I'm walking on these shattered dreams tonight, bleeding out the memories in the pale moonlight. Every someday that we promised is a shard beneath my feet, a million broken mirrors making the tragedy complete. I'm staring at the wreckage of the life we almost knew, just a hollow, broken gallery of things we'll never do. There's a ghost of a garden where the roses never grew, and a porch swing in the distance with a seat reserved for two. I see the ghost of our children running through a house of air. The cruelest kind of torture is the hope that's still in there. You broke the glass so quietly, I didn't hear the sound until I saw the future lying scattered on the ground. They say don't look back, but there's nothing left ahead, just a desert made of every word we should have never said. I'm cut by the almost, I'm bruised by the near. The masterpiece is ruined and the artist isn't here. Shattered dreams crunching under every step I take. Shattered dreams. The only thing you didn't mean to break, but you did. Yeah, you did. The moon is stuck in a loop above the driveway,
and I'm still driving down a one-way dead-end street. I try to change the station, try to find a new vibration, but the radio just echoes every word you used to speak. I've watched the sun come up 1,000 times today, but the shadows in the corner of our room won't go away. And I've got tears on repeat, falling like a steady rain, a never-ending rhythm to the melody of pain. I'm skipping on the part where you promised you would stay, spinning in the circle of the day you walked away. There's no next track, no way to break the beat, just the same old sorrow and these tears on repeat. I'm a record with a scratch that's cut too deep to mend, waiting for chords that will never find an end. I see your ghost in every doorway, hear your name in every gust, watching every forever turn to static and to dust. I try to find the silence, but the water starts to climb. I'm a prisoner of the salt and the slow motion of time. Is there a button I can press to make it stop, to keep the ocean in my eyes from every heavy drop? But the needle's stuck in the groove of your goodbye, and I'm just a hollow man under a leaking sky. Tears on repeat, over and over again. Tears on repeat. Where do you end and I begin? Same song, same ache. How much more can one heart I didn't know the clock was ticking down to zero. I was playing the lover, you were playing the hero, but your arms felt different, a little too tight, like you were bracing yourself for a long-distance flight. The air in the hallway turned heavy and still as we stood on the edge of that final steep hill. I'm still vibrating from the
we shared, the one where you held me like you were scared to let go of the ghost of the life that we made before the colors began to settle and fade. It was a goodbye dressed up as a see you soon. Now I'm just a shadow beneath the dead moon, still feeling your heartbeat against my own chest. The ghost of the moment we put us to rest. You buried your face in the crook of my neck, leaving a memory to wander the wreck. I smelled your cologne and the rain on your skin, not knowing the morning was about to begin. Your hands drifted down, then they slipped from my waist, leaving a coldness that can't be replaced. If I'd known the seconds were slipping away, I'd have traded my life for just one more day. I'd have gripped you so hard that you couldn't depart. I'd have sewn our two souls till we had just one heart. But you pulled away, and the world turned to gray. The last hug, it's still lingering there, like a shiver of ice in the stagnant air, and still holding on to someone who's gone.
I'm standing at the station of the things we couldn't fix, mixing all our colors till the gold turned into bricks. I'm memorizing every line and feature of your face. Before you become a ghost I can't even embrace. The suitcase by the door is the heaviest thing I've seen. It's the anchor pulling down the life of might have been. So goodbye, my love, the hardest words I'll speak. I can feel the resolution turning soft and turning weak. I'm letting go of can find your way to you. Even if it leaves me broken, even if it leaves me blue, I'll keep the best of you tucked inside a secret part, and carry this goodbye, my love, forever in my heart. There's no anger in the air, just a quiet hollow sound, as we watch the kingdom that we built fall to the ground. You don't have to say a word, I can read it in your eyes. The truth is sometimes kinder than the most beautiful of lies. Walk through the doorway and don't you look back, while I try to find a rhythm in the middle of the crack. I hope the world is gentle, I hope the road is wide, I hope you find the sunlight that I couldn't provide. It's a selfless kind of torture, wishing you the best, while my heart is screaming, stay inside my aching chest. Goodbye, my love, the light is growing dim. Goodbye, my love, over the horizon's rim. Go on now, I'll be okay just not today. The kettle screaming in the kitchen, but the house is deathly still. I'm staring at the silence like a bitter, jagged pill. I try to hum a melody to keep the ghost away, but I forget the lyrics in the middle of the day. The static on the radio is the only sound I know since you took your hello and you turned it into gold. And I'm navigating shadows in a world without your voice. I'm screaming at the ceiling, but I haven't got a choice. The air feels like a vacuum where the I love yous used to hang. I'm missing every anthem that we once together sang. It's a hollow kind of quiet, a deafening degree of the sound of a heart breaking where your whisper used to be. I left a message on your machine just to hear the greeting play, to pretend for 30 seconds that you're just a mile away. But the beep at the end is a bullet to the chest, a reminder that the us we were has finally been laid to rest. My name sounds like a stranger's when it's not coming from your lips. I'm a captain lost at sea on 1,000 silent ships. Speak to me in dreams, a whisper in the rain, and give me just one syllable to wash away the pain. Because this wordless winter is freezing up my soul, and your silence is the fire that I can't quite control. Without your voice, the birds don't even sing. Without your voice, I don't hear a single thing, just the echo of my own, just the sound of being alone. I lock the door and lean against the cold, unyielding wood. I'm putting on the performance that I promised that I would. I smiled for all our mutual friends and said that I was fine. I even bought a round of drinks and didn't cross the line. But now the costume's coming off, the heavy mask is gone, and I'm facing down the darkness of a house without a dawn. And I'm crying alone where the walls don't have to lie, giving all the missing you a place to finally die. There's no one here to hold me, no one here to see the absolute disaster that you've made out of me. It's a private kind of shipwreck, a quiet kind of storm, trying to find a way to keep a hollow spirit warm. The pillow tastes like salt, and the silence feels like lead. I'm reaching for a phantom on your side of the bed. I don't have to be the strong one, I don't have to play the part. I can let the jagged edges finally cut into my heart. I'm gasping for the oxygen you took when you walked out, choking on the always that has turned into a doubt. In the light, I'm a hero.
pretending finally ends. Just the dark, just the tears, just the ghosts of all our years. I watched you turn the handle, heard the click of the lock. Now I'm just a hollow shadow, staring at the clock. The air you took with you left a vacuum in the hall, and I'm leaning for a shoulder that's no longer there at all. I try to find my footing, try to stand up tall, but I tripped over the silence and I started to fall. And I left my heart on the floor right beside your boots, watching all the forever getting ripped up by the roots. It's a jagged little mess of the things we used to be, tangled in the carpet where you walked away from me. You didn't even notice, you didn't even see that the best part of my soul is lying under your debris. The lovers are still laughing through the thin apartment wall, while I'm gathered in a heap, feeling nothingness and small. Are too sharp, like a broken string that's snapping on a melancholy harp. I should sweep it all away, put it in a cardboard box, but I'm paralyzed by the rhythm of these heavy ticking shots. Don't step on the memories, don't crush what's left of us, though the gold cherish has already turned to rust. I'm down here on my knees in the dust and the regret, trying to find a heartbeat that hasn't given up just yet. Heart on the floor, watch your step as you go. Broken glass.
coffee still sitting where you left your cup. A bitter reminder that I can't wake up from this dream of a kitchen where we used to dance to the slow motion tragedy of one last chance. I'm walking through rooms that feel twice as wide since you took the light and you stepped outside. The air is heavy, the walls are thin. I'm tracing the places where your touch has been. It's a quiet static, a low frequency ache, counting the promises we didn't quite break. If you stayed, we'd be watching the sky turn to gold instead of this winter that's taking a hold. I'd be memorizing the curve of your smile instead of just counting every lonely mile. The almost is killing me, the could have been hurts like 1,000 cold raindrops on my favorite shirt. Yeah, the world would be foggy, the gray would be gone if you stayed to see the dawn. I saw a movie that you would have hated, laughed at the parts that were overrated. Then I turned to my right to see what you'd say, but the shadow of nothing was in the way. It's in the cinematic hollow, a beautiful blur of the person I was and the us that we were. Would we have made it just to lay the fall? Is a maybe better than nothing at all? I'm screaming at the silence, I'm begging the ghost of the version of you that I needed the most. Just one more minute, just one more breath before this goodbye felt like a living death. If you stay, on my favorite shirt. Yeah, the world would be quiet, would you pray, would be gone if you stayed to see the dawn. If you stay, the garden would grow. If you stay, I wouldn't have to know how it feels to be this empty, how it feels to be this. I'm wearing this smile like a borrowed coat.
while the I'm okay is a lie caught in my throat. I show the world the part that's still standing tall, the one that doesn't stumble, the one that doesn't fall. But when the sun dips low and the neon turns blue, I'm looking for the pieces that were shattered by you. The mirror is a stranger I don't wanna meet, reflecting the deplete of my own defeat. I'm a high-def image with a glitch in the frame, trying to remember how to spell my own name. And you're the only one who knows my broken side, the part of my spirit I've learned how to hide. It's a jagged landscape of never again, a cold-blooded winter where the summer has been. I'm a cinematic wreck, a slow-motion crash, watching our always turn into ash. Yeah, I'm keeping up appearances, I'm playing the part, but there's a heavy, hollow silence in the middle of my heart. The coffee shop's crowded, the music is loud, but I'm just a ghost drifting through every crowd. I see a couple laughing and I have to look away, because the color of their joy makes my world feel gray. I've mastered the art of the fine and the well, while I'm living in a private, low-frequency hell. It's the side of me that still sleeps on the edge of the bed. It's the side of me that hears every word that you said. It's the part that's still waiting for a text or a call, the part of me that actually loved it all. Yeah, you're the only one who knows my broken side, the part of my spirit I've learned how to hide. It's a jagged landscape of never again, a cold-blooded winter where the summer has been. I'm a cinematic wreck, a slow-motion crash, watching our always turn into ash. Yeah, I'm keeping up appearances, I'm playing the part, but there's a heavy, hollow silence in the middle of my heart. My broken side, it's the only part left of you. My broken side, what am I supposed to do? Just keep hiding, just keep sliding into the dark. Street lamps flickering like a dying thought, counting all the battles that we never should have fought. I'm sitting in the kitchen with the ghost of your tea, wondering if you're staring at the dark just like me. I had the words to say, thus they were right on my tongue, but I let the silence heavy up the air inside my lungs. Now I'm drowning in this night of regret, replaying every moment that I haven't lost yet. I'm 1,000 I'm sorry's, too late to the door, tripping over shadows on the bedroom floor. If I could turn the shadows back into the sun, I'd undo the damage of the things that I've done. I looked at our photos till the colors turned blurred, stung by the poison of every sharp word. It's a special kind of torture, this what could have been, tracing the exit where the ending crawled in. I reach for your pillow, but the linen is cold, just a hollow reminder of a story grown old. Pride is a mountain that's too jagged to climb, and I'm freezing at the summit, just wasting my time. I should have said stay, I should have said please. Now I'm begging the moonlight on my literal knees. Night of the clock's ticking slow, night of regret. I should have never let go. Too late, too dark, just a cold lonely staring at the blue light till it burns into my eyes. A digital goodbye beneath these artificial skies. The cursor's still blinking like a heart that's lost its way, waiting for the words that you didn't want to say. I keep scrolling to the top where the forever used to be, before you turned into a screen of cold delay. And I'm paralyzed by the final text you sent, reading into every space and wondering what you meant. 3 little dots that stop my whole world dead. A million heavy meanings in the things you never said. No voice to hear the tremor, no eyes to see the pain. Just a bubble on the screen and a life down in the drain. I've typed out 1,000 things and deleted everyone. Because how do you fight a battle that you've already lost and won? I'm sorry I can't, and I think we're finally through. It's a cheap and hollow ending for a love like me and you. I'm holding on to plastic like it's your very hand, trying to find a solid place to finally take a stand. You didn't even call, you didn't breathe a word. You left me with a sentence, the cruelest that I've heard. Thumb against the glass, tracing out your name, but a notification sound will never feel the same. The final text, it's the only thing that's left. The final text to everything bereft. Send, read, and now we're dead.
I'm standing on the corner of 5th and Desolation, looking for the spark of our final conversation. The street lights are flickering like a heart about to fail, tracing out the outline of a love that's gone so pale. I found a cigarette butt with the ghost of your red lipstick, a tiny plastic tragedy. God, it makes me homesick. And I'm stuck right here at the place where we ended, trying to find the pieces that can never be mended. The pavement's still cold from the shadow you cast as you turned your back and stepped out of our past. It's a finish line for you, but it's a prison for me, the exact coordinate of who we'll never be. I've walked this mile 1,000 times in my head, replaying every never and the always that you said. The coffee shop is open, but the table's built for one. I'm shivering in the memory of our setting sun. There's no next chapter when the book is torn in two. Just this empty intersection where I lost the sight of you. Is there a signpost I missed? A warning I ignored? Before we hit the ceiling and we crashed onto the floor. I'm digging in the asphalt for a reason or a sign, but the only thing I'm finding is a blurred out dividing line. Where we ended, the air is still thin. Where we ended, where the forever gave in. Right here on this stone, I'm finally alone.